Let me just say that leading the Assembly in 2009 means helping to guide one of the world's largest economies through one of the most difficult periods. Those of you who have been covering the Capitol and who know me know that this is not a responsibility that I take lightly. As the leader of the Assembly, it is my job to make sure the People's House serves the people and gets the job done in tough times. Tough times when Californians are facing economic uncertainty and real pain. And that's why it's important for me as the leader to make sure that the Assembly has and maintains qualified, effective, and hard-working staff to help the 80 women and men of the Assembly make the tough decisions that need to be made. As different as the experience may be, many of you also know that before I was elected, I ran a nonprofit organization. I learned to always keep an eye on the possibility that revenue might be going down. And I worked to maintain a streamlined, leaner organization that frankly did more with less. And oftentimes that meant fewer people, but then paying those fewer people a little more. I've tried to bring that same streamlining to the enormous challenge of leading the Assembly. That's why over the last 2 years, we've cut $38 million from the Assembly's operating budget. We arranged instead to give those funds to CAL FIRE, to EDD, the Employment Development Department, to the Fellows Program, and tour guides for the families who visit the Capitol. That's why the Democratic Caucus has 20 fewer employees than we did in 2007. We have left several positions unfilled and used temporary or part-time contracts to fill other roles. Because of those cuts and savings and the extra bit of flexibility that this gave us, I approved a 5% salary increase for some staff, affecting just about 8% of the Assembly employees. Now that's roughly $350,000, or less than 1% of those $38 million in operating costs. But unfortunately, even with all the cuts and streamlining we have achieved, these increases risk becoming a distraction from the work being done in the Assembly and the important budget reforms on the May 19th ballot. And I have decided, frankly, that I can't let that happen. Even though after the raises, we still have a net salary savings in caucus of $115,000, I have canceled those increases effective today. A few minutes ago, I spoke to the employees involved and shared with them the concerns I have and those I have been hearing, and told them that the right course of action was for me to stop the increase. One of my top priorities is making sure I manage the People's Institution effectively. So when the people say that despite the cuts and savings we have achieved, they still don't approve of the timing or the appearance of these increases, then I certainly don't want that to detract from the job we have to do. And I absolutely don't want the people who oppose public education to use this as some sort of club against the responsible, urgently needed ballot initiatives Californians will be voting on in May. These are tough times, and they require tough decisions. We will continue to explore opportunities for savings, and we continue to respect the hard work of the Californians who serve as staff in the State Assembly.